press conference in reference to Aliana Lemons and the recovery and the case as it progresses. I can tell you that the entire neighborhood was canvassed. We had probably 120 people, plus the FBI, fire departments, everybody, the state police, canvassed that neighborhood. Our sworn officers, sex offender registry officers, were there that day, going to every one of the trailers where a sex offender lived. That's the nice thing about the registry, is we know who they are, where they are. So that morning, everything was covered. You know, actually, if you look at the resolution time in this case, it was fairly quick. We certainly would have liked it sooner and would have liked to have a different outcome. And I don't know if it hindered that much or not. Like I say, like Rebecca brought up, our detectives did an admirable job for the weekend with the FBI getting this to a resolution as quickly as they did. So I give them all the credit.
Did you feel in your gut that it was Palmdorf?
Yeah, from the beginning there were too many inconsistencies with the story that I knew, and I think some of the investigators knew, that he was the focus, that we needed to make sure that we kept with him and kept on him, because that's where the information was going to come from. And, you know, there were two detectives in the room with him, one FBI agent and one of ours, and they did an unbelievable job. They had to sit there kind of stone-faced, listening to this man talk about what happened. Very difficult for them.
What was his demeanor like?
He was very factual.
Cold, emotionless?
Very factual. We see a lot of ugly things, and this is just one more of those really ugly things that we have to deal with. Being a police officer is not easy, and you hope you never have to deal with this, but we have to. The coroner's office has to, prosecutors, the detectives. It's not an easy profession to be in. It's, like I say, we're family members.
Any reaction from the family that you can discuss?
You imagine being told that your 9-year-old daughter had been murdered.
Has there been any discussion into the family's trust in these family friends as they were originally titled?
No, but I discussed this earlier. You know, many times we hear in the news horrific things that have happened, and neighbors say he seemed like such a nice guy. I mean, he seemed like such a nice guy. It is a stress relief to know that we can stop searching, but you also hold out hope the entire time that maybe she'll be found alive. Knowing full well in your heart that's probably not going to happen, but you just want to have that hope that she will be. So it is a stress reliever knowing that we don't have to continue searching, that at least we know that there's not a little 9-year-old laying out there someplace, and that we have at least somebody that can be prosecuted. To that point, that's a stress relief. But then, as you say, now we have to deal with everything we've seen and heard in the last 4 days. It leaves a mark. It'll be there forever.